Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited about today's video. Thank you so much to ZYRTEC for sponsoring today's video. My tried and true, my OG relieve my allergy symptoms. This video is so important because I cannot tell you how many tips and tricks I have learned to get through allergy season and still have your makeup look flawless. Guys, I have so many really helpful tips today, so I hope you stick around. Watch this video if you have allergies. I know how hard allergy season can be. I didn't even have allergies until I was an adult, and all of a sudden it just hit me and I'm like, what is going on? But I'm someone who really loves beauty. I love makeup, and I don't want allergy season to ever get me down and not allow me to still glam up. So today I'm going to the farmer's market with my mom. It's one of my favorite things to do every spring. There's a super cute farmer's market that we take a trip to. It's our tradition and I love it. And allergy season can really get in the way of doing those special moments. So with the help of ZYRTEC and my little tricks here, I have found ways to get through. So I'm gonna go ahead and go through my makeup routine during allergy season, the little tips and tricks that I use to really make sure your makeup stays in place, fight through watery eyes, runny nose, puffiness, redness, because all of that affects our makeup and our beauty, and that is what we call allergy face. ZYRTEC coined the phrase allergy face to talk about these struggles that we deal with in our beauty routine. So taking ZYRTEC helps me feel better, but these beauty tips that I work on for allergy face, you know, help me look my best. So let's go ahead and hop in to the beauty routine. One of the first things is prepping your face. So earlier this morning, after I got out of the shower, I put on some under eye energizing, brightening, cooling, hydrating patches. Under eye patches, especially when they're like cold in the fridge, literally help so much with puffiness. Guys, it's such a lifesaver if you get that allergy under eye puff. I also love to take an under eye cream that's meant for depuffing. So I'll go ahead and start with those eye patches, leave them on for like 20, even 30 minutes, and then I'll go in with some depuffing under eye cream. You'll be amazed how much of a difference it makes. You know, like I said, put your under eye patches in the fridge, get that nice cooling so it will really bring down that puffiness. So like I said, prep is really important. So taking something that has like aloe or some soothing property, some hydrating soothing property is great, whether that be your primer or your spray. I like to use a facial spray. This one has like green tea, aloe, cucumber in it, so it's going to soothe that redness on the skin. It's going to help hydrate. It's going to help still with that puffiness, and it also is a great base for your makeup as well. So when it comes to foundation, I'm just going to go through like my normal foundation routine here. So you're going to want to use a long wearing good foundation, especially during allergy season. It's worth it to use something that is strong and heavy duty. That goes for your primer as well. You know, when you blow your nose for runny nose, it always gets your makeup off, and that's such a pet peeve of mine. So I have a few tips and tricks to really avoid makeup coming off around your nose when you have to blow it. And sometimes from blowing our noses and having that runny nose, it can get kind of red. So I like to go in with a green concealer here. I'm going to quickly throw on some face primer before I go in with that concealer. Using a good primer is going to really help that foundation stay on all day, especially if like you're blowing your nose, or, you know, getting rid of that watery eye that is so annoying. Nothing is worse than when your foundation starts to come off. So now I'm just going to take some green color corrector concealer on just a little concealer brush, and I'm going to just apply this around the nose where I get red. And I tend to even get a little bit more red on my cheeks during allergy season too. So don't be scared of this. It's gonna look really green. But when you put your foundation on over it, it's gonna blend right away. So don't be too nervous, because I know this looks a little crazy. But the way it neutralizes the redness around the nose, you will notice all day that protection from redness coming through. Yep, I look intense. I even get a little bit red around my eyes too, just because everything gets so sensitive. So put it anywhere you get red, aka everywhere for me. even the top of my nose from blowing it. It's a lot. So now I'm gonna go in with a long wearing full coverage foundation. So I'm just going to take the product on a sponge. I personally get the most coverage when I use a beauty sponge. So that's what I would recommend applying it with, just so you get the most out of it. So as you can see, it's super full coverage. So the second it hits the skin, it covers right over anywhere that green concealer was. And like I always say, make sure you blend around the ears and down the neck so it looks the most natural. Because even though, you know, we're trying to conceal all of our allergy face problems, we still want to look like it's our own skin. I love a good full coverage foundation where you only have to put one layer on and it covers everything. And as you can see, all that redness is super neutralized. You cannot see it at all. So now you're going to want to go in with a really full coverage concealer as well, because like we said, it can get red around the eyes. It can get a little bit dark if you're not sleeping well. There's all sorts of issues that can come around the eyes during allergy season. And because we also get kind of puffy, it's nice to kind of highlight the face so that it kind of brings forward our natural highlights and contours and gives us more of a sleek shape. So to highlight the face, it's all about bringing the center of your face forward and bringing the outer parts back. So I'm going to do a quick little highlight and contour tutorial. So I take my concealer, it's about 1 to 2 shades lighter than my skin tone, and you're going to want to put little triangles under the eye, and it will really help to bring forward your cheekbones. And we're also going to apply some in the center of the forehead, down the bridge of the nose, the chin, and the cupid's bow. I'm personally not a fan of cream contouring, so I'll show you with powder how we can really kind of chisel out the face and get rid of any of that puffy look. So I'm just going to blend out my concealer. Already my face starts to look a little bit more defined. And now to bake. If you are someone who gets that puffy under eye like line, I get that. It's one of my biggest struggles. So I really like to bake my makeup. If you're not familiar or you have a hard time with it or you still get creases, here's a little trick. So right before you go in with your baking powder, you're just going to want to get like some sort of loose powder that's kind of translucent, or you can get one that's similar to your skin tone or a little bit lighter. I personally like to get one with a pink kind of undertone to help neutralize any darkness for my complexion. So the biggest trick of all, if you have a line that your makeup kind of settles into, you're going to want to blend that out right before you bake. You've got to have your powder ready to go. So I will take one side of my beauty sponge and I will have it for blending out a liquid base, and then I'll take the other side and dip it into my powder and have it ready to go. So get a nice little layer on there. So you're going to want to blend it out. Make sure your makeup is not in any of those lines, and then right away you're going to want to press that powder right up under your eye, and now we let it rest. So we're gonna let it bake and it will make sure that that makeup does not settle into any creases all day long. I'll do the same to the other eye. Can you guys hear the bird outside? It's the sign of spring. And then we're gonna take our sponge again and press under the eye. And as you can see, it looks a little bit intense and powdery, but the point is you gotta let it bake there, and then we sweep it away with a brush in about 5 minutes. So what I like to do while I'm baking is do my brows. Brows are so crucial during allergy face season. Our face can get lost in that tired look, and throwing on a nice bold brow really brings your face back to life. So I just brush my brow hairs in place. I am personally someone that really likes brow pencil, but use whatever you like the most and just go in and do your favorite brow. Everyone has a preference. I like to kind of draw little baby hairs in the front so it looks a little bit more natural, and then on the end of my brow I like to intensify the little tail so that it's kind of more bold towards the end, and it really helps to frame my face and then I'll use little strokes towards the front. I also like to go in with a brow gel and just set those brow hairs in place for the day. It also helps to make your brow look a little bit more defined. Okay, so now that my brows are on, that usually takes me about 5 minutes. So we can go ahead and grab a brush. Here's when I'm going to grab something light and fluffy and just lightly wipe that away. You'll find that sometimes the powder gets a little bit absorbed. Yeah, and you're good to go. You're not going to have any problems with creasing during the day. So another important part is setting your makeup. Like I said, with runny noses and watery eyes, you're going to want to make sure that that makeup is locked in place for the whole day. So I'm just taking a little bit of my Color Face powder and I'm patting that onto the skin. If you find that when you're setting your face, you know, your makeup kind of gets smeared or like your redness is still coming through, the best way to make sure none of that comes through and everything stays in place is to pat and press your setting powder into the skin. When you rub, you can kind of tend to rub away any liquid that was put on before, especially if it isn't dried down. And because we're dealing with a lot of redness on the skin, you want to make sure you press everything in place so none of that redness can have a chance to peek through. So now we have a nice secure base on our skin. So now I'm going to show you how I kind of bronze my face to chisel it a bit and give me more of a sleek look when I'm all puffy. So go ahead and grab a bronzer that's appropriate for your skin tone, preferably something on the cooler side so you don't end up with like an orange undertone. So I'm just taking kind of a tapered yet fluffy brush, and I'm going to start by working it where my cheekbone would be. And that's usually around this section of the face, from the upper part of the ear to about the end of the eyebrow. And I just make sure I blend that for a really long time, and I keep it up along my hairline. Grab a little bit more product, and I'll go up around the outer temple and the upper outer hairline. So just kind of like it looks like the sun naturally, you know, hit these points of our face and gave us a natural little glowy tan. And as you can see, this is like a one-dimensional side of my face with no bronzer, and this side just gives me a little bit of a glow, of a pop, of a chisel, but it still looks natural. It's not too much because, you know, I am just going to the farmer's market with my mom. I don't need to be, you know, super contoured. This is kind of just my everyday look for allergy season. I'm just going to throw on kind of a dusty, rosy, and neutral blush just to kind of give me a little something on the cheek, but nothing too intense. And I like to just apply it kind of right above where I put my contour. I personally find that when I put my blush on the apples of my cheeks, it tends to make my face look even more puffy. So if you are someone who gets puffy with their allergy face, kind of focus your blush a little bit more sleek and upward, and you'll find that it actually makes a huge difference where you're placing it. Now, of course, we have to highlight. I personally like to go with kind of like between a champagne-y gold color. I think it kind of goes with like a bronzed, sun-kissed spring look. And I'm just applying that to my upper cheekbone, on the upper outer temple, on the tip of my nose, on my cupid's bow, and my chin. And this also helps, you know, to make that face look a little bit more defined. So make sure you put on a really good eyelid primer. I've already gone ahead and put mine on. Eyelid primer is key to that allergy face, watery eye problem that we all have this time of year. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do something really simple and natural. This is kind of like a little trick I like to do to make my eyes look more awake, because I find that my eyes look kind of dull and tired during this time of year. So I'm just going to grab that same bronzer that we used before, and I'm just going to focus this on my crease, but I'm going to pull it up and out a little bit just to kind of give me a more awake look. So maybe just a tiny bit higher and a little bit more outward than where you would typically put your crease color. And this is a natural shade, so it's going to make it look more like a natural shape of the eye. And I'm kind of fanning it outward, and you'll find it really pulls the eye shape back. Now I'm also going to grab some of that highlight shade from before. This is another great tip for brightening up the eye area. I'm going to take a little bit of that and put it right in the inner corner of my eye. So as you can see, it adds a lot of brightness, and it's such a subtle pop, you know, it just makes such a huge difference. and it takes like 2 seconds to do. Even on days where I wear minimal makeup, I find that this like little trick helps a lot. See how it kind of just like awakens my eyes. I'm also going to take a little bit on my brow bone. This somehow helps as well, kind of just opening up this area. Another huge tip, that I've talked about for so long to make your eyes look more awake, less tired and dull. Take an eyeliner pencil that is nude or white, and you're going to want to put it in your bottom waterline. It just awakens everything. So now I'm going to go in with waterproof mascara because watery eyes are real. Okay, so this is another huge tip of mine. So I have recently gotten into magnetic lashes. I love wearing lashes. I personally don't even feel like myself without some form of lash on. Mascara doesn't do it for me anymore. But the problem is my eyes get so watery during allergy season. It's an allergy face problem for me. It's huge. It's probably my top problem. So I love magnetic lashes this time of year. I know they can get really frustrating when you're putting them on, but trust me, it gets easier with time. I most recently just got really comfortable. It actually frustrated me for a really long time, but most recently I have finally gotten the hang of it. So I love magnetic lashes this time of year because with watery eyes, the glue can come off. All of a sudden your lash is hanging off and you look crazy at the farmer's market. So I have a fresh pair here that I'm gonna put on for you guys. If you are a beginner with magnetic lashes, I recently also tried just the accents that go on the outer perimeter, and you know what? Those look great too. So maybe start with those if magnetic lashes kind of intimidate you. But once you get the hang of it, be patient with yourself. You know, you'll find that they're a huge lifesaver this time of year. So I'm gonna grab the upper lash first because as you know with magnetic lashes, there's a top and a bottom and they connect on your lashes. So the first thing you want to do, and make sure your mascara is on and dry before you attempt this part, because you kind of need to have some sort of base on your lashes for this lash to kind of attach to. So I have the lash sitting on my upper lash, and now I grabbed the underneath and I'm just going to attach them. And like, they look so glamorous and they really help to open your eye. Having on a big lash really makes your eyes look poppin'. Okay, and to finish the look off, I'm just gonna grab a nude lip liner and I'm just gonna line my lips and go in with kind of a nude lip color. And I'm gonna overdraw my lips just a little bit so that it kind of gives more attention to my lips than other parts of my face that might look a little puffy. I hope you can take away some allergy face struggle tips today for your beauty and makeup routine. I know this time of year can be really hard, but these tips get me through so much, and thank you to ZYRTEC so much for sponsoring this video. ZYRTEC helps me feel so much better, and then these tips help me look better. Okay guys, so it's much later. My mom and I are at the farmer's market.
I want to let Alexandra know if there's anything you prefer other than, hey guys.
Hey guys. Alright guys, so we're at the farmer's market like I said. It's hours later. It's warm, it's beautiful, we're around lots and lots of plants. And my allergy symptoms are in control and everything still looks really good. My makeup is still on point, so check out those tips. It really works. I have been putting it to the test and I hope you enjoyed this video. Any last words, Mama Fearless?
Hi guys.